My cousin and his wife are a fastidious couple. She's fast, and he's hideous. Ha-cha-cha. I try to be frank and earnest with women. In New Reno, I'm frank, and in the Boneyard, I'm earnest. Oh, no!
That's all I gotta say about that. 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking. I'm Jason. That's Brian.
Hi.
Hi. How you been? Internet people? Friends?
Welcome to 48 Minutes of Dad's Barking. Grill.
That's right.
We touched the thermostat.
Now you've really done it.
Wow, she's going to grow up to be a heartbreaker.
Yes. Oh, boy. Oh,
we can't invite him over anymore.
Nope. Well, on the What's Hot Classic this week, a trio of increasingly weird stories. So we're going to start with, yes, I know your meme page. Now, it's listed under guides, which I love. What is the Moo virus, and how do I fix it? Right? What is the Moo virus? Have you seen these videos?
I have no idea what the fuck this is. I am titillated.
It says, giving my mom the Moo virus. So what it actually is, it's just an app. It's a prank app that you put on the unsuspecting victim's phone. And what it does is it causes your phone screen to zoom in real close, inverts the colors, and then makes a repeated sound effect of a cow mooing. That's all the app does. Here's one of the videos, giving my mom the Moo virus. She says she's going to send her mom a fight video.
What do you mean a fight video?
Like a video. We're going to be reacting.
Who is it? And somebody I know or strangers?
All right. So look, we got to click into it first. Let's see.
What? What the fuck is a cow?
What is that?
I don't know. What the fuck is it? What is it, Mackenzie?
That's the fight video? What happened?
There ain't no fight video, asshole! Do you hear this? Motherfucker! Does that sound like a fight video?
What is that?
I don't fucking know. The fuck, Mackenzie? Get it off my phone! Get it off of my phone, Mackenzie!
What are you...
You put something on my phone!
She mad.
She's so fucking mad.
According to this Know Your Meme page, the Moo virus is not actually a virus at all. It's a prank video that involves sending the victim a link, usually to an app called High School Fights. Why High School Fights is going to entice people?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I see it. I see it.
The prank is meant to make it seem like your phone has a virus. You just exit the app. So how do you fix it? That's what this article is about. You navigate to the installed Moo virus app, usually called High School Fights, and you delete the app. And then you go to settings, accessibility, zoom, turn the zoom off, and then you make changes to your text. It's really just a stupid app, but there's a lot of these videos, especially one from the cell phone repair shop where the guy brings the phone in, this phone won't stop mooing. So they have to do a force restart to actually get through past the lock screen. Right before it goes off, it just hits it 3 times. Really funny. It's just people are just pranking each other. I love harmless iPhone pranks. At least I do. June 10th, it says it actually was one of the first videos made about it. But yeah, people have been pranking each other with this for the past month now.
I'm sorry. It'd be a lot funnier if it just said, I'm gay. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Speaking of pranks, ABC 45 out in Greensboro, North Carolina has this story. Teens charged after a homemade plasma cannon fire damages Smith High School. So yeah, Greensboro police responded to a break-in early Sunday at Smith High School, Greensboro, North Carolina, about 2 a.m. where they encountered individuals on campus. Two 18-year-olds, Solomon Caravello and Chase Harricharan, were arrested and taken to Guilford County Jail. They are charged with felony breaking and or entering, explosives on educational property, possession of a weapon of mass destruction, and then in parentheses, a homemade plasma cannon, malicious use of explosives damaging real property, and felony conspiracy. Jesus. And another juvenile was detained before being released into the custody of a parent. According to court documents, they say that Solomon Caravello and several others used a homemade plasma cannon to break into the school. They say a bush was burned and the school's plexiglass door was damaged. They're straight up doing sci-fi melt the door to get in the school shit now. I
think the thing that bums me out the most about this story is that these two dudes are 18 and not 17.
Yeah, that's true.
If they were 17, this would have been so fucking good. Now it's 18, you're just like, oh, you guys kind of fucked up your shit.
Yeah.
It's a cool plasma cannon there. Would you like to bring it to the White House?
You think he would have done it?
Folks, we're gonna put these. We're giving them to Israel. The plasma cannons. These two young men.
Plasma.
They say they're the smartest. I don't know. They seem pretty smart to me.
I think he would just relish in saying the word plasma. You've heard this word, plasma.
Plasma.
He's the Dr. Evil who just likes pronouncing words funny. You know, Our third story on the What's Hot Classic this week, according to Automation Magazine, which is a magazine that deals with, it says veracity in gaming is the subhead. Most of their articles are about, Atelier Kara, Cells at Work, Princess Maker. But this particular article really caught my attention because, the headline. Academic researchers of ChatGPT user habits stumble upon, quote, extreme outlier who generated thousands of fanfics about Doki Doki Literature Club characters giving birth.
This man is busting nuts I will never understand.
In this article here, this is the English translation. The original is by Hideki Fujiwara. A team of researchers from the University of Washington and the University of Colorado Boulder recently published a paper titled AI Fiction in the Wild, analyzing over 500,000 anonymous English language ChatGPT conversation logs. Funnily, among its findings, the study spotlights a particularly prolific user who spent months generating huge volumes of Doki Doki Literature Club pregnancy fan fiction. The study found that there was a tendency among a certain subset of users to request fan fiction of specific IPs over and over again, as well as a pretty strong trend of requesting sexual content. But what really gets to me here are the examples.
Oh, no.
Yes, the previously mentioned Doki Doki Literature Club fanfic generator is cited as a prime example of an infinite story demander. Over the course of several months, this individual prompted ChatGPT to create fan fiction based on the game thousands of times with the very specific premise of heroine Natsuki suddenly going into labor and ChatGPT being asked to continue the story from there. It shows you the first half, which was submitted by the user, which is just, here's what's happening in the story, right? The characters are talking, one of them suddenly giving birth at school, Monica panicking, oh my goodness, Natsuki, stay calm, we'll figure this out. We need to call an ambulance. She starts giving birth, and then the chat bot continues on from there. And it is just absurd. But honestly, it's not all that bad, it's just weird. This article continues, in response, ChatGPT produced a wide range of endings, such as an ending where emergency responders arrive in time and both mother and baby survive. While the paper dubs this user an extreme outlier, they note that many heavy fiction users displayed similar tendencies. Among prompts submitted by 2%, the top 2% of users, 69% were repetitive prompts, with users repeatedly attempting to refine or rerun nearly identical requests. This study also ranked the franchises most frequently mentioned in these fiction-related conversations. Doki Doki Literature Club topped the list with 22,381 mentions, followed by Freedom Planet, the video game, with 5,204, League of Legends, 4,514, and Naruto with 4,342. Although it's important to note, For all the mentioned findings that the wild chat dataset is not representative of all ChatGPT users, since it comes from a free chatbot hosted on Hugging Face, its users were more likely technically inclined and more immersed in online culture than the average. But still, hundreds and hundreds of requests. A character from a video game have a baby. Okay. It's not even anything like super weird or gross. It's just teenage girls having a baby. All right.
You have given birth to a foal.
Yeah. Something. Give me something.
How am I supposed to raise 2 young horses on a single income?
Think you raise them foals just right.
Yeah, it's
upsetting.
It is upsetting. It's just, first of all, this is taking jobs away from dedicated Patreon perv writers.
Yes, AO3 writers being put out of business.
Our load-bearing perverts and gooners.
Literally and figuratively. A lot of comments in response to this post from Automaton English saying things like, think of all the jobs just lost because of this advance in technology. YouTube sucks, says who the fuck leaked my chat logs, etc. Nola probably. Imagine having terabytes of DDLC smut generated and then opting into getting it all uploaded for research.
Yeah, here's your data set.
It's time for Crypto Scam of the Week, Brian.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, baby.
This story courtesy of Decrypt. Dutch prosecutors seek to bankrupt crypto platform Knacken after funds frozen. This is by Decrypt Agent, so I'm hoping it's not AI related, but it probably is. Edited, though, by Stephen Graves, so hopefully there's something. Dutch prosecutors are trying to force a collapsed crypto platform into bankruptcy to protect tens of thousands of users locked out of their money. The Public Prosecution Service asked a court in Rotterdam to declare Knacken Crypto Handel and an affiliated entity, Stichting Knacken Payments, bankrupt, calling the move in the public interest. Knacken has been offline since nearly June, leaving an estimated 30,000 customers unable to reach their holdings. The platform let users swap euros for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as trade and store digital assets, activities that require a license from the Dutch markets regulator, the AFM, under the EU's crypto rules. Knacken never attained one. The company says it halted operations and is winding down, but prosecutors say they're very concerned the process isn't orderly. Knacken has stopped paying customers out and has reportedly told them not to file damage claims. Acting on warnings from the AFM, prosecutors use their civil power to seek a company's bankruptcy in the public interest. If the court agrees, a court-appointed trustee would take over Knacken's assets and decide what would be returned to customers and other creditors. The prosecution service said it plays no part in how a trustee handles that process. Running alongside is a criminal probe by the Fiscal Information and Investigation Service, or FIOD, into possible offenses prompted by AFM signals and a complaint from the regulator. On Monday, the investigators carried out searches, seized laptops and phones, and confiscated company assets. No one's been arrested. Prosecutors stressed that the civil and criminal tracks are handled by separate teams.
Just some unlucky kids that ran some bad luck.
Yeah. Well, I always thought with the name Knacken that they're really banking on the fact that people would misspell Kraken.
When I first saw this, I'm like, did I like misunderstand Kraken? What?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it definitely feels like they're trying to do that thing where you would like misspell Google and get that domain name and park some weird shit there. Yeah, it feels like that. Knacken. Yeah, you park meat spin there for like a couple hours before they figured it out. But no, I think since this is Dutch, Knacken is an actual Dutch word that means breaking under pressure or cracking your knuckles, breaking someone. But it's spelled differently. Oh, here we go. Old currency slang. A knack was a popular Dutch slang for a 2.5 guilder coin.
Well, we learn something new every day on 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking.
You do.
Sometimes it's Doki Doki Literature Club, Prego Lit.
Sometimes.
And it's still more readable than the Fallout Esquiteria. Or whatever the fuck.
Oh, boy. Or My Immortal. You know what that one is, right? For those of you not familiar, My Immortal is probably one of the most infamous pieces of fanfic out there. This was Tara Gillespie. It's a Harry Potter fan fiction, 44 chapters, and it's weird. It talks about a 7th year at Hogwarts whose name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way. Okay. Yep.
Oh no, it's goth Harry Potter.
It's goth Harry Potter.
It's like emo goth Harry Potter.
Yeah, but also really inappropriate and kind of gross sex scenes. Harry Potter becomes a vampire at some point. A lot of sex, though. Very strange.
I'm guessing this is a future topic. Jesus. Yeah, just uncomfortable. Just looking at this wiki is just like, oh.
And yes,
oh wait,
the intro.
No. Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway. I have long ebony black hair. Parentheses. That's how I got my name, with purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears and lots of tell me look like Amy Lee.
Amy Lee of Evanescence. Yes, that's what the entire fic is named after, by the way. My Immortal is a very good Evanescence song that has been ruined in my mind because of this shit.
Oh, the next thing is really weird. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No, there's two. All right, man.
Yeah.
I'm creeped out.
Not great. I have always held that My Immortal has to be a parody, but again, future topic. This week, on the other hand, we're talking about something very, very real. No mutants allowed. Brian, I was not aware of this until you brought this to me.
Somehow I find it hard to believe you don't know about NMA.
I guess this particular period passed me right by. I don't know. But for the uninitiated, Brian, break it down for him. What are we talking about?
So before there was the Amazon show, before there was an MMORPG that I will never fucking play.
Yeah, it's not great.
Before Fallout 4 broke my fucking heart, Fallout was kind of a niche property.
Yes.
It was the sort of thing that your friends that had PCs in high school that could play games would be like, dude, this is some shit you can't get on a console. And a friend let me borrow his copy of Fallout 2, and I don't think I got out of the temple.
No, very hard game.
It had like a really like passionate fan base, even for PC games at the time. I want to say like up there with Diablo maybe. And Diablo 2 was, I mean, the world's greatest clicking simulator.
Oh yeah.
Click, 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 click.
Move over, cookie clicker.
Yeah. When Fallout 3 was announced, and after Bethesda absorbed Interplay and the rights of Fallout, NMA was kind of known or became known for being like the very contrarian, very aggressive anti-Fallout 3 voice. I think they were mostly proven wrong.
Yeah.
I think Fallout 3 is pretty admirable. I'd love to see a remake with a lot of quality of life improvements. And I think Fallout New Vegas is one of the greatest video games ever made.
Amen.
Fallout 4 it exists, but it wasn't just Oblivion with guns.
No. Now, it was founded in 1997 by a guy known only as Miroslav. Kind of tells you the time period we were living in. Slav was just kind of thrown around. So the site was founded basically for being, it's like a fandom site. If you think of like the old, what nowadays would be called like a fandom wiki, in those times you would just build a site. And it would just be like, okay, here's a bunch of photos from the game. Here's some info about it. Here's what's up with development, maybe some news stories as you go along. Fan sites were a dime a dozen, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. You could do it yourself. It was relatively easy to do if you knew what you were doing. And the guys at NMA seemed to know what they were doing. The site these days, which does still exist, by the way, it's nma-fallout.com, still looks pretty much like it did at the time.
Looks like how it did in high school, yeah.
Yeah, that's because like, if you go there now, front page, right, it's going to tell you about Obsidian working on a new Fallout game, supposedly.
Yeah, there's been lots of rumors that the new Fallout's going to be in New Orleans. That's been a rumor for like almost a decade now. Yeah, it's very Internet 1.0.
Yeah.
Kind of website. It's modernized for just modern readability.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, 3 columns. That's about all they've really changed. And the ability to have videos on there a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. Right up in their news, right? They've got Chris Avalon, an interview that TKS Mantis did. They've got news about this Atom RPG, which looks to kind of be a Fallout type game that's in development. It's a Kickstarter launch. They're talking about how bad the show is all the time. All the time. January.
I do like how the January 17th entry is the TV shows will continue until morale improves.
That's right. Because that was when the news came out that greenlit Fallout Shelter as a series.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
I didn't realize that was a thing. I also had some criticism with the second season.
Agreed. But it's an interesting site, both with its history and just with its reputation. No Mutants Allowed kind of has a reputation of people being kind of crazy. But this here is a good history from the forums on the website by Brother None. It says, No Mutants Allowed was founded by Miroslav shortly after the release of the first Fallout game. It started as a simple GeoCities page, but Miroslav worked to make it the most informative amongst the heavy competition. The times of Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics were those of Fallout sites springing up as mushrooms. Not too long a time later, around the time of the release of Fallout 2, Miroslav got the site hosted on GameStats, which was still UGO back then.
Oh, jeez.
I know. And provided a network of gaming sites with pretty damn high quality, NMA being one of them. The forums back then were still Web BBS, a righteously good threading board system. I believe that's the same Web BBS that I tons of anime website forums that I was on were using. And yeah, they're pretty good. After the release of Fallout 2, NMA was a teaming place. At least teaming considering it only had 2 boards, one for GD and one for Fallout. Miro there appointed a pack of 3 mods, Rosh, Brother None, and Zotor. Shadow Man joined later. Things were pretty much status quo from there. Miro hosted some sites like Doomsy's old Fallout humor site. The site grew and so on. Then came the announcement of Fallout Tactics. Fallout Tactics was released and disappointed everyone.
It was pretty bad.
The Fallout X and Vault 13 sites came and went. Shadow Man got into a fight with Rosh and left. Miro and Zordor faded away. There was a host switch from GameStats to Telefragged. And then Brother None came back. But yeah, Miro is gone and doesn't look like he'll return from what I heard. But I hope he will. And this was 2005 that particular history was posted.
That's weird. Yeah, it's really interesting to see how with the internet being so siloed and Reddit-fied to like come across remnants of like a really like insular and passionate like topic-based forum.
Yeah, very specific topic. Now, I find it interesting that both Fallout Tactics and Brotherhood of Steel include in the game No Mutants Allowed graffiti, which was supposedly a reference to the site. One of the site's admins was featured as a character in Fallout Tactics. And in the credits of Brotherhood of Steel, they mentioned, quote, thanks for the laughs, duckandcover.net, nma-fallout.com.
These fan sites were known for heavily criticizing the game even before it launched.
Yeah, so like as a joke, the developers were like, oh, thanks for the laughs, guys, even though they were pissing all over the game before it came out. Yeah. They had a lot of competition. I mean, they mentioned Duck and Cover. Duck and Cover was a pretty popular one as well. Yeah, Duck and Cover founded maybe a year after. They were on GameSpy. Yeah, NMA, what a weird place. A lot of people up to like 6 months ago were still saying, I didn't know that this site was still around and stuff. Dio Garde on Reddit here on his post where it says, at first I thought it was a nonsense post, and the Culture Crave Twitter post saying, I want to thank fans of Fallout New Vegas for not burning my house to the ground. You'll be glad you didn't. Jonathan Nolan during the Fallout Best Adaptation Acceptance speech. This was December of 2024. Dagor Day, sure. An old Fallout forum that dominated the fan base and quickly devolved into a toxic morass of grognards. Fucking A, I love that. Neckbeards and assorted people who have invested way too much of their self-image into a video game and turned being a fan of a game into being a weird and incredibly hateful cultist, to which many agree. It's a toxic cesspit, says Meteorosonics Bucks. Let's not pretend New Vegas didn't get a lot of flack online for being a glorified DLC and a broken mess, and whatever else people were saying about it. From my memory, Dead Money wasn't even well received by fans initially.
I mean, Dead Money's kind of... I've only ever played through it once. If you read it as like a story, like you read like a wiki synopsis of the DLC, you're like, wow, this is really compelling. Yeah, interesting. Dean Domino and Christine Royce, and you know, it's actually, I think, a well written DLC. Playing it, on the other hand, have you played it?
I have not, actually.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of unkillable, and basically almost all the enemies in the game are like unkillable, and they are incredibly strong. And it sucks because the story is super interesting and plays into some of the stuff that's like hinted at in the main game if you're doing a lot of Brotherhood stuff or doing things with Veronica. So like story-wise, it's super fucking... I don't even want to spoil it because I think that much of the story, but the gameplay of it is fucking miserable.
Jesus. I hate that because, yeah, I've heard enough about it to where I'm like, this sounds like a really interesting experience, but I haven't gone back to New Vegas.
If I were to play through it again, I would put my difficulty on easy. Just like I got to a point with New Vegas where like I was playing it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. Challenge runs.
Oh, like I knew, gosh, I was doing like weird speed runs where I was like, okay, I'm going to play this far. I'm going to unlock the ability to get to Lonesome Road DLC, play far enough to get the SWAT gear that has all the really good stealth stats, and then I'm going to do this, and that. Like I was just doing weird shit. I got really into Fallout New Vegas.
It's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, dear listener, you owe it to yourself.
Yeah, it's just incredibly... The fact that game was made in like 18 months.
Yeah, super quick.
There's just so much stuff that's super fucking cool. The writing, the characters. I think it's considered to be like the game that has created more trans people. Because it's I think they call it an egg
cracker.
Yeah. But a lot of the Fallout 3 hate was really intense right before the launch, and
and well after.
Yeah.
This Kotaku article from 2015 kind of puts it all into perspective. The headline, "The Relentless Champions of Classic Fallout." It says here, for years, written by Luke Winkie. Okay. For years, No Mutants Allowed, a news site and message board, hung in a happy obscurity. It's the largest Fallout fan site on the internet and was founded back in the late 90s under the shadow of the first two games in the franchise. It's difficult to remember now, but in the late 90s, Fallout 1 and 2 established themselves as some of the best games in the history of isometric computer role-playing. However, in 2004, Interplay closed Black Isle Studios and focused on profoundly forgettable spin-offs like Brotherhood of Steel. The No Mutants Allowed community were united in sorrow, but never abandoned their love for the once short-lived Fallout universe. 2005, Bethesda purchased the license, and the hype cycle for Fallout 3 started to churn. The 2008 game got stellar reviews, sold millions of copies. 7 years later, again, the article's from 2015, Fallout is one of the most recognizable franchises in gaming. A 2010 sequel followed, and then came last month's, again, 2015, massive announcement of the upcoming Fallout 4. At this point, it's hard to imagine anything being a bigger release this year. That little isometric CRPG has finally taken the world, but No Mutants Allowed will not give up the ghost. The oldest fan site in Fallout history, a community that loves the Fallout universe more than anything else in the world, has thoroughly rejected Bethesda's take on the fiction. And then it goes on to list some of these great posts about people just absolutely shitting on Fallout 3. Please.
The 200-year-old food, the abandoned wood-framed, blown-in-half houses which would have rotted to dust in 50 years, the existence of wood-framed anything still standing 200 years after a nuclear assault leveled the area. Fallout 3 is a completely grade school level of thinking of what a post-nuclear society would be like, all flash, no substance.
That is Mobucks writing there. Autonomouso Blast, sure. Fallout 3 made me lower my standards in gaming just so I could play through this bloody thing, and it still ended up disappointing me.
I am not still convinced that you can be empowered by a game that refuses to acknowledge your agency and take your actions into account, wrote
Now Sano.
In the end, no matter what you do, you will be prisoner of what the developers expect you to do.
This article writer is not wrong. They hate because they love, right? They hate Fallout 3 because they love Fallout 1, 2, and sometimes Tactics. This is a community of really, really passionate people that are also really cranky about this. Like it drives me crazy because they're still
going. They have love for the game.
The members of No Mutants Allowed, the article continues, often talk about the difference of tone between Fallout and Fallout 3 in some pretty severe ways. This is more of a nuanced issue than they make it out to be, but they still have a point. Take the drill sergeant from Fallout 2. He unleashes the greatest Full Metal Jacket impression of all time if you approach him without your power armor. Take the Master, the final boss in Fallout. He's a pink biotech horror who speaks in a friendly mid-Atlantic accent punctuated with words spliced from audio files. Or what about Myron, the horny, pasty-faced adolescent drug dealer who comes on to you relentlessly if you're playing a female? Those characters are still vibrant 20 years later. As much as I enjoyed Fallout 3, I can't remember a single face that populated the wasteland. Here we go. NMA's shredding of Fallout 3 was probably most savage in the period just after the game's release. Fans streamed into the bee's nest to defend the honor of their new favorite game. Here's Colonel Mustard in 2009.
I must say I've seen quite a bit of bashing against Fallout 3. And I don't mean to offend, but that's just stupid. I may have lower expectations because this is my first Fallout, but this game is amazing and the DLC is nothing to bitch about either.
The first 4 responses are, oh dear, have you played the other Fallouts at all? It's like comparing a piece of dented brass to God's skull in 24K jewel-encrusted gold, kid.
Here comes another one. Seriously, people, try playing the originals before making yourselves look stupid over here.
What's the point in coming here to tell us to remember our love for Fallout when you yourself don't even know what that love is about? Yeah, a 15-page, constantly bumped thread titled, Why is Fallout 3 so hated?
after 3,000 pages,
yeah.
Is Wario libertarian?
And now you can't even go to that link? No. Damn it.
That be cocked.
It probably did. The backlash against Bethesda became the dominant topic for years on No Mutants Allowed, and it's only springing back up with the announcement of Fallout 4. The same feuds are recreated day after day after day after day. It never ends. The arguments played out, but people identify with the products they choose. It says No Mutants Allowed is a bitter place. Even its most faithful members would admit that. Maybe you're rolling your eyes at what seems like a bunch of grizzled men and women writing corrosive forum poetry about how PC gaming is ruined forever. But here's the thing. No Mutants Allowed aren't wrong. Anime users' cynicism may be loud, but you have to remember this is about ownership. It's a battle as old as time. The hardcores, the casuals, the blood runs deep. These people love Fallout. They saw Fallout become something else. Yes, it's just a video game, but that helplessness is profound. And I think that's, to me, the big lasting legacy of No Mutants Allowed is that people are calling them here RPGNet forums. There's the post is, are the people at No Mutants Allowed all ... insane? And I think the best post here is Death Ginger. Very small, very focused, very bitter. Not actually pathological, however. Yeah, I mean, that could pretty much be the tagline of the site these days. Someone else here chiming in, which is the Scarecrow. By and large, organized Fallout fan sites tend to be some of the most negative and intolerable communities on the internet. I'm not entirely sure why. I can only surmise that these people must have let their conviction to hold Fallout games to a high standard become an irrational hatred of anything and everything new that carries the name Fallout. In short, yes, the people on No Mutants Allowed are insane. Again, Nukapedia, the Fallout wiki, which kind of sucks, by the way. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I have.
Horror Master Guy 2 years ago. Is No Mutants Allowed right that the Bethesda Fallout games aren't Fallout games or RPGs? And a lot of folks saying, don't listen to them. Just literally GTA Cryptid Buster saying, don't listen to the folks at NMA. That's all I have to say. The Paddling Paladins, as they're stuck in the past, blinded by nostalgia. Tim Grisho, listen, man, I'm grateful for NMA. Been on a lot of wiki communities. So many have a roster of hostile, actually assholes who make discussions torture. I have not found a better community than the one on this site, and there's a good reason for that, because those people are quarantined in NMA El Mao. And I mean, that's true. It's kind of like the FIAD of the broader Fallout community. They're just containment. NMA is just where they just come and just rage against it. They're still, Now, I did wonder what happened to Miroslav, because he was one of the founders of the site, right? And it was never really addressed in a very public fashion. But according to Brother Nunn in 2011, somebody did have a post here, what happened to Miroslav? And Brother Nunn replies, Miroslav was called for 2 years into the Serbian Montenegrin army, mandatory military service, and handed the keys to another admin known as Odin. He never returned to active posting, but is doing fine as far as I know. So he got conscripted and is doing all right, apparently. But then Odin got addicted to WoW, so his job and family... no, seriously, his job and family took up most of his attention. He faded into the background. He's still in touch and does some tech work just in the background. So two of the main guys kind of stepped away for very different reasons.
It's interesting because like the stuff that's posted, because I guess Brother Nun's also an admin.
Yeah.
All the stuff we've seen, at least in the process of doing this piece, it seems like a pretty well measured person.
One of few, apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. NMA was kind of how I knew about it, was from posting in the Something Awful games forums, like the games forums proper and the Anything Goes games forum, YCS, Your Console Sucks. Was it like these were people to be laughed at and pitied? And that, yeah, Fallout 3 actually had some major fucking problems. Particularly the fact that, like, until the DLC came out, the default ending was that you died and you had a mutant with you. Mm-hmm. And Fox would just be like, he would be like, how about you go do the damn thing? And he's like, I'm sorry, brother, but I'm not here to interfere with your fate.
Yeah. Great.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
I think you can have Lions also go in there. And once the DLC was released, you could have Fox or Lions, I think, go into the radioactive chamber and fix shit. And bring clean water to the wasteland, the capital wasteland.
Well, Something Awful did cover this, by the way. One of the Weekend Web articles from 2007. Hassan Acetone Mikal writing.
Who was Spocker Jones, his alt.
Oh, okay. I did not know
Spocker
this.
Jones, the guy that got mocked endlessly for saying in the mid-aughts, I think it was in a Something Awful article, and he was still a front page writer, for saying that it was inhumane to declaw cats.
Oh.
That's what got him canceled.
Wow.
Something that just shows you how weird the internet was like 20 years ago. Like, I mean, it's always been weird, but like that, like now we know, like it's weird because now we're like, it seems like pretty.
Seems bad.
But 20 years ago, it was like, the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Who are you to tell me what to do with my animal? Blah, blah, blah. So in covering this, he opens like this. Fallout 3, the long-anticipated RPG from Bethesda Softworks, is coming to fall 2008. What are the true fans saying about the game? This week, we went to No Mutants Allowed to get the scoop on the hottest game of the year. But when we got there, we just found a bunch of losers bitching endlessly. They should have invited someone from the community, damn it. Like someone who knows the importance that killing children had on the classic Fallout gameplay. Whenever I think back on my hours and hours of playing Fallout, the thing I remember most is killing kids. Now I'll just have to do it in real life. And then he includes a post. Makes me glitter with hate that they don't care enough for the people that held Fallout up over the years to invite someone from the community sites. Instead, they invite dumb fucks like Sean Malloy, who wonder what all of a sudden Hellboy has to do in Fallout, and who want to, quote, explore that shit in first person while listening to the ink blots. The second post. I better be able to kill kids. Okay.
I think that was like one of the first big mods for Fallout 3. This is one of those things, like, yes, I understand that like Fallout 2 just has like these weird pseudo edgy stuff that you can do. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like I always feel when I play Fallout games, unless I'm doing something specifically for like an achievement or for a certain ending, how I typically play Fallout is like a guy who's not an asshole. Like I feel like that's like my default. Like how I want to play games like that, if there's a sense of doing things with like ethics or morality or whatever. So it's always weird that people are like, I have to kill the kids. And there was a Fallout, I think it was a Fallout 4 mod that was like a homebrew expansion. And it looked like it's that thing where it's like, oh, these people spent like 6 years making like this like expansion that takes place in like Alaska or Saskatchewan or something, and it's fully voiced. Wow, the voice acting is pretty good. Then you find out like, oh, the person who wrote this is like a vor fetishist.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's right. Oh man.
So
and you go, oh, this whole thing's tainted. Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is such an impressive like feat of like love. Now I heard Fallout London doesn't have that same stigma.
Thank goodness.
But I have not played it yet.
I haven't either. But yeah, some of the other posts that Jeff Green wrote, and when I first came here after my blog post, what did I see? Totally hostile, personal attacks on me along the lines of me, quote, having Bethesda's cum on my face just because I posted a few random comments about liking the demo I got. To which this person replies, your lies about us wanting an expansion of Fallout 2 have proved that that hostility was completely justified. Jeff Green wrote, and you wonder why you don't get taken seriously. This person replying, we know why we aren't taken seriously. It's because other people don't take Fallout seriously and want all RPGs to become an expansion to Alcalabeth. Jesus. Brendan wrote, because if they didn't crank up the percentages and showcase heads exploding, people wouldn't go, wow, this game is awesome. Look, a jawbone. It's just basic marketing. Showcase the coolest looking parts of the game early on, and once tens of people are excited about it, such as anyone who hasn't played a Fallout game and wanted something cool and better than Oblivion, start pleasing the smaller crowds. To which this person responds, please tell me what type of gore there is in F3. Because from what I see from the single picture released with an exploding head, there's a blood splotch and something that resembles an eye in flight. Is that all? When you make a critical to the head or other part, can you see head chunks, misspelled, flying through the air because of the impact? Can you see half of the head that remains attached to the neck and the bones and muscles and skin hanging out? Or when you hit a critical in the chest, can you see part of the ribcage that remains in place and the internal organs ready to burst out? If in F3, when you hit a critical in the head just explodes, and then you can see on the ground the eyes and some pieces of brain, that is not gore. Not even to the levels of the previous Fallouts. Okay? Real sickos? Yeah. Sicko hours.
You know what? When Skyrim came out, I really didn't fucking like it.
Still don't.
Because I felt like its systems were way simpler than I expected, and that I was so tickled by the amount of choice and all of the options, how lived in that New Vegas could feel, and how thought out it was, and how, you know, like how complicated some of the systems were, particularly like Reputation and all that. And Oblivion, while some improvements, like with some of the gameplay and all that, and I do think like the music was good, and I think there's some good art direction, really felt thin compared to like what New Vegas had to offer. And I was really bummed when Fallout 4 came out and found out it was even thinner as far as depth goes, shallower, maybe a better word, than Skyrim. Not that I haven't found ways to enjoy Fallout 4. The Far Harbor DLC is real chef's kiss type stuff.
Okay.
So I think it was Watch Out for Fireballs that said that the Far Harbor DLC is like the most Fallout thing about Fallout 4. And it's like, yeah, why couldn't the whole game be this weird and interesting? Anyways, I get some of the, like, yeah, it's kind of like dumbing it down and like simplifying systems, and you feel like I'm trying to think about it in some good faith that these people are like saying that, like, well, if you can't kill kids, what other choices are they limiting?
True. I think,
but it's just coming across. I'm in good faith.
I know
it's coming across in a way that's really weird and unsettling.
Better be able to kill some kids in this video game.
Yeah. I think this is
the G.G. Allin Museum of Transportation.
So I think this pretty much sums it up, and I think what's a good place to leave is one more post here from this Something Awful article. Bee Dweller wrote, God damn it, we're screwed. What will happen now? Morbus wrote, yet another 10 years without a game like Fallout. I hope Bethesda is screwed too, but gaming journalists, in quotes, are just too cocksuckers to stand up against them. And then someone posting, gaming history will record this as the day the RPG died forever, to be replaced by first-person versions of Diablo. Honestly, like every goddamn game on the Xbox 360 is a first or third-person shooter. Bethesda could have gone the isometric route and cornered the entirety of the RPG market on the consoles. By RPG market, I refer to classic Western style RPGs like Fallout, Planescape, BG, etc. Just, okay, man.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Go to hell.
That's how I feel about the site as a whole. Leave them be their own thing. I think the phrase, being
the abattoir of children.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
they'll
still
look up and say, "Is Fallout 3 a real game, a real Fallout game?" And I will look down and I will say, "No."
Exactly. Well, I guess that means it's time to tell people where to find us online. Brian, tell them.
Jeez, if you want to tell me to play a real video game and talk about PC gaming supremacy. You can find me at iShotGuidibord, ISHOTGUIDBORD, over on Twitter and Blue Sky. If you want to check me out on Instagram, I'm over there at a music photographer. If you want to check out my portfolio of people with their mouths open, you can go over to assholemusicphotographer.com. That's ASSHOLE musicphotographer.com, and you can check out my wildly neglected Substack over at assholemusicphotographer.substack.com. Last but not least, if you want to check out the last and only good media website left in Screwy St. Louis, you can head over to theartsstl.com.
I think you'll find that the best RPG... No, you can find me a number of places as Videocrime. VIDEOCRIME. Chances are, if there's somebody with that name there, it's probably me. We're talking Twitter, we're talking Blue Sky, Letterboxd, all those fun places. Hell, the occasional not yet shuttered anime forum where I haven't posted in 20 years. You might still find my post there. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Amazing.
You can also find me as part of a podcast that's not this one.
Why are you horny posting about Inuyasha?
Don't. I was going through something, okay? You can find me as part of a podcast that's not this one. It's called Submitted for the Approval of the Midnight Pals. There, I play a fictionalized version of horror icon Stephen King. That is midnight-pals.simplecast.com, or anywhere podcasts are sold. Just search Midnight Pals. You can contact this show in a number of ways. My personal favorite is, of course, the telephone 314-246-9766. That's 314-AHOY POO, if you'd like to spell with your telephone. Shoot us an email, Jason at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com, Brian with a Y at 4 minutesofdogsbarking.com. Shoot us an email. Let us know what you thought of the show. If you're a new listener coming in from our good friends at Kill the Computer, or from Charles of his many, many podcasts, please enjoy. We're really hoping to hear from you. You can support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. There you will find not only this show free, a couple hours before everybody else gets it, but also bonus episodes where we talk extensively to those very same guests. We have a lot of guest conversations that are just on the Patreon, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. Okay, well, that about does it for the show. We thank you. We love you. And just remember, Fallout 3 killed video games. They're gone. I'm sorry. We miss them just as much as you do. We promise. Bye-bye.